There are two ways to get rid of porn clothing. One, you can dress like Sarah or me here and look appropriate.
I said, Trisha, Colleen and I used to send your OnlyFans pictures and videos back and forth and make fun of how you looked. I was 15 and Colleen was in her 30s. This is a harsh tweet, and Trisha, I apologize. Again, I was 15 and she was 30 and I was following her lead.
Feeling sick to my stomach worrying about a human being I've never met before in my life, but spend every single day listening to her on YouTube and she hasn't posted in a week. What do I do now?
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I've got a little Colleen Ballinger update. I know there's been so many videos, so much stuff has been going on, but I have also been covering this as well, and it just more and more things are starting to come out. She has been losing sponsorships over this. She's also been like shows, the Michigan Theatre, I saw that over on the Reddit thread. They said that it's likely to be cancelled or the show won't be going ahead. So we'll be having a little look, because of course she is still doing her tour. She's still doing the Miranda Sings tour, and I think a lot of people are very annoyed, quite angry that of course the shows are still carrying on. She hasn't pulled it, and I do get what they mean. I think it kind of feels like a slap in the face. It's as if she's gotten away with nothing, even though it looks like from the outside that just sponsorships are falling out, you know, her shows are being cancelled. It just looks like a great big mess, and she has yet to address any of it. So over on the Reddit, it said, Michigan Theatre has responded to questions about the upcoming show on Twitter. We anticipate it being cancelled. It is not our call to make. That decision is left to Live Nation. Now, the fact that it's even been discussed, did this go ahead? Did anyone know that it's gone ahead? Can anyone check to see if it's gone ahead? Was anyone scheduled to go? Could they not go? I'm just absolutely astounded that she has literally she's ignoring everything. She's carrying on as if absolutely nothing has changed. Colleen Ballinger loses sponsorship deals with OneSkin and ZocDoc, is that how you say it, over grooming allegations. We have decided to cease the relationship completely. This behaviour is appalling and we do not condone or support it in any form, which is obviously that in cases like this, you need to be able to listen to what everyone is saying. Allegations that have come out, you need to be able to take a step back and be like, you know what, I don't want to be affiliated with this. I mean, even people like Tyler Oakley, you know, content creators or X, I mean, I haven't seen him upload in ages. However, even they're coming out and saying that they basically denounce this whole entire behaviour, and just because, you know, two influencers collaborated once upon a time, that doesn't mean that their, you know, morals and ways of thinking align anymore, or they ever did. It's merely just like a business transaction, which I do 100% get, and I have noticed that this kind of thing is going to be going around quite a lot. But bear this in mind, I said this in my last video, she has some of her fan base are just so unbelievably devoted to her. I have seen so many comments. I've seen TikToks. There's this one TikTok that I saw, and I'll play it to you right now, but it was this girl just getting really, really emotional because she doesn't know what the hell has happened to Colleen and what's going on. If you read the comment section there, I'll show it to you. The comment section is just mind-boggling. I'm like, guys, are you living under a rock? Do you guys not know what's been happening? I discussed this in length in my last video, but I think it's just that idea that you admire somebody, you look up to a celebrity, you look up to whoever it is, and you will not, like, the thought of them being anything other than perfect will not enter your mind because you're just so like enamored with them, if this makes sense.
Feeling sick to my stomach worrying about a human being I've never met before in my life, but spend every single day listening to her on YouTube and she hasn't posted in a week. What do I do now?
Now, I didn't actually cover this in my last video because as I was editing the last or filming it or whatever was happening in that process, this information then came out. Well, we've learned that not only did Colleen used to talk badly about Trish's body, the way that she looked, and all of this horrible stuff towards Trisha Paytas. Not only that, but she used to also send Trisha Paytas' nudes. Adam McIntyre when he was 15 years old and she would have been about 31, which I can't even begin to explain just how wrong that is. it's just so wrong. Like an adult, you shouldn't be sending that. Like I don't need to explain this. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that at all. Not only was she then sending this minor nudes of Trisha, but she was also laughing and joking about the way her body looked. And there are so many different things that I'd love to say that are also so wrong about that. Not the fact that it's bullying, it's belittling, it's degrading another human being for laughs, which I don't condone whatsoever. It's not funny. Not only are you sending a minor nudes, which I know it's not your nudes, but is there like a legality thing within that? Isn't that just like, or is it just morally bankrupt, you know? But she supposedly is like a sort of beacon for like, you know, a younger audience. And she's there making fun of the way another woman looks. The whole thing is just desperate and horrible. Now, what's since come out about that is that, of course, Trisha Paytas and her film this podcast. They do stuff together. Will Trisha find out about that? Now, I'm not saying that Trisha Paytas is like #1 role model, you know, excused of all wrongdoings, because we all know Trisha Paytas. We all know the scandals and the horrible things that she's come up with and that she said. However, that still doesn't excuse the fact that you shouldn't ever do that to someone else. And if I was Trisha, I would be so far removed from COLLEEN. I mean, I would have been so far removed anyway, but I would be out that door. I'd be like, I'm not working with you ever again, because that's just horrible. And I think in Adam's case, it must have taken quite a lot of guts for him to say, yeah, I was also involved in making fun of you, but, you know, I was 15, I didn't know any better, and an adult was sending me this. It's just great. I want to hear what everyone else has to say about this, because I swear, like, shouldn't there be, like, a legal issue in this? Is this not a problem? Like, I swear over here it's illegal for you to be sending minors, like, that kind of imagery. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just horrible either way.
Me and COLLEEN used to make fun of Trisha Paytas. Now again, this is something that I genuinely do apologize to Trisha Paytas for. I was 15 whenever it was happening, and COLLEEN was in her 30s, but still, I don't think that's an excuse, and I apologize for ever contributing to that conversation privately with COLLEEN. So to Trisha Paytas, I genuinely do apologize for that. But I've hinted here and there that me and COLLEEN would make fun of Trisha, and I never said fully what it was until Johnny came forward with the exact same story. So Johnny tweeted and said, COLLEEN and her friends subscribed to Trisha's OnlyFans. They would have viewing parties just to body shame and make fun of her. They would invite her to their home and smile in her face while doing this behind her back.
This is what I'm trying to say though. Like, not only are you being a trash human being towards your friend, but you're also just being a trash you're just being a trash human. Like, how dare you make fun of the way that someone looks and then act sweet as pie over it? I swear to gosh, and I said this originally, COLLEEN she's like emotionally stunted. She can't get over being like literally living in that era where she's like 14, 15, and she thinks it's like fun to gossip about how other women look. And don't get me wrong, like, and I'm not over here like trying to sing Trisha Paytas's praise. I've never ever covered her over on this channel because it's just too much of a big thing to get into. But the thing is that no one deserves that. Like, nobody deserves that kind of treatment. And I just think it's so interesting how these two people, Johnny and then also Adam, are sharing quite a similar experience. I'm telling you, if multiple people are coming out and saying things, and they're saying things that are of a similar, you know, same kind of story, she needs to take a little step back, and people, like her fans especially, need to really start paying attention, because what she's doing is insane to me.
Now, there's also a clip of COLLEEN comparing Trisha to a whale that's out there, so COLLEEN was like publicly making jokes about Trisha.
Just a glorious day in Maui. We just saw a whale. We saw a whale tail, and I'm not talking some girl whose thong is hanging out of her pants. I'm talking an actual whale tail. Yeah, we did be able to swear. And I'm not talking about Trisha Paytas. I'm talking about a whale.
So then I tweeted, now knowing that this story could be backed up by someone else that this happened to, which is so weird that she was doing this to multiple people, fans, and I said, Trisha, COLLEEN and I used to send your OnlyFans pictures and videos back and forth and make fun of how you looked. I was 15 and COLLEEN was in her 30s. This is a harsh tweet, and Trisha, I apologize. Again, I was 15 and she was 30 and I was following her lead, but again, I apologize. it was not nice. Someone goes, Trisha wasn't on OnlyFans 5 years ago, and I go, wrong. Specifically remember a picture of Trisha in her bathroom with her completely topless and we made fun of her nipples. So I think what was happening was Trisha had posted on Patreon or Twitter or something, one of these pictures, and it was one that me and Colleen would reference. Now again, in talking to Johnny, this is also a picture that will be referenced to him as well, unfortunately. So Johnny says, and there it is. I was a young adult at the time when she was sending me them, but you were a child, and I said Trisha's story confirmed by a second person.
Like, what is this woman doing? Running around sending her fans nudes? Like, what's the matter with you? And Johnny, isn't Johnny the one who... Johnny was working for her. I'm pretty sure I covered a load of Johnny's stories back in my last couple of videos. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I was reading out some of the tweets. The thing is, what is she doing scurrying around sending, like, is she getting validation from making fun of this woman? Like, making fun of Trisha? And not only that, I'm going to skip past this little bit, but it's not only that, it's the fact that Adam was really, really young. Adam was 15, and you're sending a minor nudes. Not your own nudes, though. Trisha's. And then making fun of it and belittling it. And not only that, you're also doing it to someone else as well. Oh, it's just weird. It's just weird, strange behaviour. And I'll say it once, I'll say it again. She's stunted. She is emotionally stunted at the age of about 14, 15. Even in her Miranda Sings character, she's playing, isn't she like meant to be cosplaying like a teenager? I've never properly understood her whole thing because I personally don't find it very funny. I'm not really quite sure who it's meant to be catered for. I saw this clip of her doing her like infamous porn segment of their show where she basically like humiliates someone. I'll play it to you in a minute, but they're talking about inappropriate adult topics, but it's for children, and that just doesn't make any sense. And I can't wrap my head around why or what she's doing. And I really do hope that she cancels her tours, that, you know, that she's not going to be able to carry on doing this much longer.
All it takes is a little breeze and I'll see all the bits. So this is a very good example of what you don't want to dress like. So this is porn. What's your name? Grace. Exactly. So, first type of porn is clothing, okay? This is example. Not porn, porn. Not porn, porn. There are two ways to get rid of porn clothing. One, you can dress like Sarah or me here and look appropriate. The other one is I have created a device that will help my merfandas. It's called the anti-porn unicorn, okay? So I have these unicorn horns that I'm going to wear. And now I am the anti-porn unicorn, okay? So whenever you are seeing anything that is being porn, you can just be like, stop it! Hit them right in the porn areas to get rid of the porn, and that'll do the trick, okay?
So for me personally, not only are these kids obviously, they're like really young I'm pretty sure some of them are like literal children, like not even young teenagers going to watch this show. She's there talking about porn, which, I mean, let's be real, porn is everywhere. When you're an adult, you can't really run from it, you know what it is. But the thing is that she's assigning it to clothing, which once again, it just rubs me up the wrong way when she's basically degrading someone for wearing a certain outfit and saying, well, basically saying that this is like a highly sexualized outfit, which, to be honest with you, it didn't really look highly sexualized whatsoever. And I think it's just, not only is it inappropriate to bring up around kids, around young teenagers, talking about that kind of stuff, especially in like a show environment, embarrassing them, but I don't think that Miranda basically saying that, you know, wearing this is like porn clothing and it's not okay. It's like shameful. You're basically, you are shaming someone for wearing an item of clothing. And that is something I'm just not getting behind. Like, can we not assign that kind of thing to children? It's just a horrible, murky, like disgusting, like why she got away with this and why she thinks that is a good idea to put in a show that is aimed for children. I just can't get my head around it. But I remember watching a previous TikTok that I talked about in my last video where it was the girl who wanted to be chosen for the porn segment, but then she ended up doing the yoga segment, and Miranda and Colleen basically nearly exposed her on stage by putting her in like an upside down split. Oh, it's just It's not good. And so many more things are coming out, and I'm really happy for everyone who's coming forward and they're telling their version of events and they're saying, hey, this wasn't right, because I feel like the more people come forward, the more other people think it's safe to come forward, which is exactly what's happened right here. And we're still waiting to see if Colleen even responds. I reckon it's going to be like a great big PR stunt. I mean, she's lost sponsorships. The shows might be being cancelled. Once again, I'm not sure if the Michigan one ever was, but it's interesting to follow along and just see where it goes. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.